What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Full Gear. AEW Full Gear is officially in the books for November the 18th, 2023. To me, this was a mixed bag of a pay-per-view. It just was. It felt like it. Again, I'm tired of Tony Khan constantly doing 4-hour pay-per-views. That needs to stop. Less is more. Quality over quantity. And Tony Khan just still has not realized that after 4 years. He's not realized that. There's no need for this show to last 4 hours. There was no need for it. And a lot of these matches, outside of Swerve and Hangman, really just felt like regular matches that you would see on a Dynamite or a Collision or even Rampage. Just state the facts. Let's just be real. Most of these matches could have taken place on a Dynamite or a Collision. That's just the facts. It's just the facts. We're not going to go over the pre-show because I didn't watch it and it wasn't really that important. I have no idea why the pre-show started at 6:30. I just don't understand that. I think they added, 4 matches on that card, I think it was 4 matches, I know Claudio Castagnoli and Buddy Matthews was one. I don't remember the other 2 or 3. It probably was 4 matches. When you book a pre-show, your pre-show should just be about an hour long. It should just be 2 matches, and then that's it. No more, no less. But it is what it is. So let's go ahead and get into AEW Full Gear. First match of the night. Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, Nick Wayne, and Darby Allin versus Sting and Edge, a.k.a. Adam Copeland. So Christian Cage had a really good entrance. He had a choir of preteen girls singing his theme song, which was kind of cool. So that was really cool there. Then Adam Copeland had on face paint and everything, so that was cool. He was painted up like Darby Allin and stuff like that. Darby Allin and Sting, so that was great. The match itself was good. It was okay. Thankfully, Edge and Christian, they didn't touch. And when they're about to touch, there was a holy shit chant that broke out. There was one point in the match where Christian Cage got into it with Ric Flair. So Ric Flair did his chops and everything else, and then Christian low-blowed him. I'm shocked that the official did not disqualify Christian for doing that, but I digress. It is what it is. So, in the end, it was Luchasaurus who ate the pin. So he received a Stinger Splash by Sting, a spear from Edge, and a coffin drop by Edge. So this is great. It makes sense. It was cool to see Christian Cage hightail it to the crowd to get away from Adam Copeland. So that was good. Really good stuff there. This really should not have been the opener. This should have been later on down the card, if we're being honest. It just felt like something that you would see on Dynamite. It just didn't feel like a pay-per-view match. And again, that's just how all six-man tag matches feel, because we see them all the time. Hell, we even have the Trios Championships. So there's that, I guess. But when are we going to get Edge versus Christian? When? I guess we're going to get a slow burn towards that. I'm hoping we can get the match by AEW Revolution next year. I think it's in March. So hopefully by March we can get that. But match was okay. But I am glad that they didn't touch. So that was good. So post-match, Darby gets on the mic, starts cussing like a sailor for whatever reason, which was stupid. And Darby reminds the fans that this is Sting's last time wrestling in California, so make some fucking noise for the legend. So that's pretty cool. Moving on. So Tony Schiavone is backstage with referee Bruce Rensburg. So basically, MJF got his knee destroyed at 0 hour by the Guns. So they sold it pretty well. I forgot to mention it, but I'm mentioning it now. So Tony Schiavone makes the announcement that the match between MJF and Jay White is canceled due to MJF's injury. So Tony Schiavone is about to award the title to Jay White. Adam Cole comes in. Adam Cole says that he spoke to Tony Khan, and if MJF can't defend the title, he'll do it for him. Jay White said it doesn't matter who it is. Either man will breathe with the switchblade tonight. Okay. That's fine there. Again, I don't know why we did it in an injury angle with MJF. I just don't understand why. It doesn't make any sense. But who gives a shit? Moving on. Orange Cassidy versus Jon Moxley for the AEW International Championship. And Orange Cassidy wins. So he does not 1, not 2, not 3, but 5 orange punches. And then he plants Moxley with the beach break for the 1, 2, 3. And I'm just like, what the fuck? What kind of fuckery is this? This is so stupid. And I don't even care. Like, this feud shouldn't even continue. Like, there's no need. Like, Moxley should have won this with ease. And I'm so tired of people saying that Orange Cassidy has it. He doesn't. Orange Cassidy is a gimmick, nothing more, nothing less. He's a gimmick. That's all he is. Yes, he's an okay pro wrestler. Yes, he is. But he's a gimmick nonetheless. Moxley should have easily won this match. There should be a third match, but there's no point. There probably will be a third match where Moxley is going to win, probably. Maybe a 2 out of 3 falls match, maybe. And then that's how Mox goes over. Do that at World's End. Moving on. Hikaru Shida versus Toni Storm for the AEW Women's World Championship. This was great. I love this. I loved when Toni came out. She did her black and white entrance, which was great. Everything was in black and white. Then when the match occurred, it was in color, which was great. So basically, in the middle of the match, Sheeta gets I think it was a kendo stick or whatever, and starts beating her butler, Luther, with it for a little bit. Took him out of the match. And then Toni Storm hits a German suplex. She's able to put a frying pan in her pants, and then she hits the running hip attack for the 1, 2, 3. It was golden because I loved it. I loved it. This was absolutely beautifully done. This is great. I love this. I absolutely love this. I'm so glad that my girl Toni Storm is a 3-time AEW Women's Champion, and hopefully she has a long reign. She needs to have a long reign because the AEW Women's division needs some work. It needs work. And Toni Storm actually has a character that's over and that the crowd is into and that those of us watching at home that we're into. So I love this. We all knew that Sheeta was going to be a transitional champion. You could put her in that TBS title contention. That's what I would do with Sheeta. But I don't see her, being AEW Women's Champion again. I don't see her having a fourth reign. I like Sheeta. She is a good in-ring worker. She's very solid, but she has no character. She just does not have a character. And that's the problem that I have with when you bring over some of these Japanese wrestlers and stuff. That's the problem that I have because you need character work. Like what you do in Japan, it doesn't translate to the U.S. It doesn't translate to your U.S. audience. It just doesn't translate well to us. And so this is why you need a character or a gimmick that we can connect to you to get into you. But the match is solid. I'm glad that Toni Storm won. Right decision there. And the crowd was into this too. They were into this for a little bit too. But to me, the first 3 matches really didn't do anything for me. They just didn't. Moving on. Renee Paquette, she's backstage with Eddie Kingston. So Eddie Kingston said that he's still a double champion and he wants to be a part of the the Continental Classic. Eddie Kingston wants to put the titles on the line in the tournament. So in essence, the winner would be a Triple Crown champion. And I'm just like, oh my God. This is absolutely stupid. For what? Ring of Honor is a fucking dead promotion. New Japan has 55 million belts. I don't know. To me, it's dumb. You don't need it. It's dumb. It's not important. It's not. AEW has too many titles as well. They have too many titles. Why do we even need this? You don't need it. Again, ROH is a dead promotion. ROH should be AEW's version of NXT. That's how ROH should have been when Tony Khan purchased it. That's how it should have been. It needs to be its own thing by itself. I do not understand it. I just don't. It's stupid. It's dumb. So far, the people that are not for the tournament are Bryan Danielson, Eddie Kingston, and I can't remember the third person. Can't remember. I cannot remember the third person right now. Their name escapes me at the moment. Moving on. So, the Fatal 4-Way for the AEW Tag Team Championships was a ladder match. And I'm just like, oh my God, what nonsense is this? For what? This is so stupid. This is so stupid. But the match itself was decent. So, W. Morrissey and Ricky Starks versus the House of Black, which is Malachi Black and Brody King versus LFI and versus FTR. Very good match here. Crazy spots here. There was one point in the match where Dralisico did a super kick to Brody King, and then Brody King does the Gonzai bomb off the apron through a ladder, which was fucking insane. That was insane. So basically, Ricky Starks and W. Morrissey were able to retain the titles. So that was great there. Again, I don't know what you do with Malachi Black going forward. I don't. I feel bad for Malachi Black. I really do. I feel like Malachi Black has been a afterthought. I think Malachi should be on his own. So I don't know why he's not on his own. But having Ricky Starks and W. Morrissey retain was a smart decision, but I would have loved to have had House of Black win, though, for being honest. Moving on. The triple threat the triple threat for the AEW TBS Championship. Chris Statlander versus Julia Hart versus Sky Blue. Okay, little triple threat match. One point in the match, Sky Blue hit the code blue, and then Chris Statlander towards the end of the match, he hits the Saturday Night Fever. She gets a 2 count. And then out of nowhere, Julia Hart just does a clothesline to Chris Statlander and pins Sky Blue for the 1-2-3. So they did the WWE finish that they've always done for years when it comes to triple threat matches. That's fine there. It makes sense to put the title on Julia Hart. It really does, because she has character work just like Toni Storm, where everybody else is just work rate. Like Chris Statlander is just work rate. And she doesn't really have a character or a gimmick. So, it's fine. Maybe Chris Statlander will get it back at World's End, maybe. Maybe that's the plan. I don't know. But, smart decision to put the title on Julia. She's done some pretty decent stuff. Moving on. So, it's official that Adam Cole's going to be wrestling Jay White in the main event for the AEW Championship. So, next, we get Tony Schiavone in the ring. And he welcomes the newest member to the AEW roster. That's Will Ospreay. So Ospreay, he signs the contract and says that he won't be able to come in just yet. Will Ospreay says that he was a part of New Japan when he was 22. And so he needs to finish up in New Japan. Then he'll be on the road to Revolution. And then he's all yours. I'm all elite, bruv. Tony Khan, line up the best you got, especially for Wembley, because Will Ospreay will show them what elite really looks like. And to me, it's fine, but it's not important. Will Ospreay is going to be just like everybody else. He has no character. He's just another version of Kenny Omega. And he's just really kind of mid. again, he just puts on banger matches. That's all he does. There's no character or gimmick that he has, really. It's just not. It's not a good look. Again, it's cool. I kind of wish that it would have been maybe like a Goldberg to piss off the AEW smart marks, but it didn't happen. But Ospreay signing is fine, I guess. It's not really that important, if we're being honest. It's not. He's not a game changer. I would have liked to see him in WWE because I feel like you should go there at least once to prove that you are the best in the world. You should go there because WWE focuses primarily on character work and character development versus just wrestling. But Will Ospreay signing is fine, and it was expected. I doubt Tony Khan is going to get a Mercedes. I doubt if he's going to get her, and I don't think she's going to even show up at World's End. If we're being honest, I honestly think that Mercedes Moné is probably going to go back to WWE. I really do. I don't see her going to AEW. I just don't. She can tell AEW in the short term of things, just not the long term. Next, to me, match of the night. This is definitely match of the year candidate right here. The Texas Death Match between Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page was tremendous. They beat the shit out of each other. Literally beat the shit out of each other. Both guys were bloody. There was one point in the match where Swerve did a Death Valley driver on the center block. That was fucking sweet right there. These guys beat the shit out of each other, and I loved it. This was match of the year candidate. There's one point in the match where Swerve did he brought out a bag of glass. He put it on Hangman's back, and he hit the 450 splash. and the ML driver, the J ML driver on the glass. That was fucking insane. Holy shit, that was insane. That was insane. But the end of the match was when Hangman was able to hit the dead eye on Prince Nana to the table. That was great. And then out of nowhere, Swerve, he shatters the remnants of the center block over the back of Hangman. And then Swerve gets a really long chain and chokes out Hangman, which was great because he's hanging him from the top turnbuckle on the outside. And so Hangman's out. So Swerve wins. This is great. I loved it. This is definitely match of the year candidate. This is great. And I'm shocked that they gave Swerve the win. I know people are saying there should be a third match, but no. There's no need for a third match. A third match for what? You only do a third match if you absolutely need it. And there's no need for a third match. What more could you do to top this match? You can't. You can't. Swerve is the ultimate victor in this. This is great. This puts Swerve, in my opinion, into main event status. If Swerve does not get a championship, Tony Khan, what the fuck are you doing, man? What are you doing? Swerve is the guy that could really change AEW. And this match proved it. This match proved it. This was absolutely tremendous. I love this. For me, this was match of the night. Match of the night, hands down. Hands down, match of the night. Hands down, match of the night. I am definitely going to go back and watch this match for sure. Definitely. I'm going to go back and watch this. Next, the Golden Jets versus the Young Bucks. I did not care about this match at all. I didn't. Don Callis was on commentary. So basically, the Golden Jets, they get the win via the One Ring Angel. It doesn't matter. Who really cares? There's no way that any match after this was able to follow what Hangman and Swerve did. That's why I said I didn't really care about it. Like, to me, I felt like the Texas Death Match, to me, saved the show. It absolutely saved the show because we didn't really get much of anything for the first, hour and a half of the show. We didn't really get anything. And when we got Swerve and Hangman just damn near killing each other, literally, there was nothing AEW else had in the chamber to top it. So, like I say, the Golden Jets win. It's not really that important. Moving on. Then, we get the main event, which was Jay White versus Adam Cole. So Adam Cole comes out. He's on crutches. Jay White's taunting Adam Cole. Out of nowhere, we get the ambulance spot. We hear an ambulance come through. MJF comes in. He comes back. So we get MJF versus we get MJF versus Jay White. So MJF gets the win. MJF hits Jay White with the Dynamite Diamond Ring for the 1, 2, 3. So, this makes MJF, my bad. This makes MJF look like Super Cena. This makes him look like Super Cena. I swear it does. This makes him look like Super John Cena. I don't get it. This is very anticlimactic. And I don't know why they went this route. I really don't. There was no need for this. Again, the last two matches were duds because everybody was so into Hangman and Swerve. They just stole the show. They literally stole the show. Again, I feel bad for Jay White. Jay White losing was the right decision, obviously. But, man, this was very anticlimactic. Nothing happened. Nothing happened at all. Nothing happened. Nothing. And the fact that they used an injury angle for this was pathetic. I did not like that. There was no need for them to have an injury angle with MJF. That never should have taken place on the pre-show at all. It never should have happened. We didn't even get a devil reveal. We didn't even get a devil reveal at all. So I assume we'll probably get that at World's End, I guess. I don't know, man. I really don't know. So I'm guessing they had the devil storyline on hold for a little bit. And basically, Samoa Joe is up next for MJF. So I guess that makes sense, I guess. But all in all, for me, I really dug Hangman and Swerve. To me, that was match of the night. Everything else on the show just was not up to par with that at all. It felt like you would see all this stuff on a Dynamite or a Collision. And Will Ospreay signing to AEW was obvious. It was a no-brainer. It was going to either be Mercedes or Will Ospreay, and we got Will Ospreay. So it is what it is. It's fine. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.